Hi everyone, this is Manny Santiago, and here's a little, should we say, recap of an earlier stream that I did, and it features the Get to Work doctor career, which is one of the active careers introduced in this pack. So here's my registered nurse, and I base him off an American friend, and there he goes. So the first thing you want to do here is that you have to fulfill the task on the upper left hand of your screen. So let's see what I did here right now. Okay, looks like I decided to swab a test sample over there. Okay, and then with the since you got the patient's sample, you can go ahead and use that little machine over there to analyze it. There. So you can see here he's already working on that patient sample, and then two things can happen here. Either it'll be a successful analysis where you'll need to log it in the computer, or if it fails, you'll have to do different types of testing in order to determine what would be the patient's ailment. So there are different ways how to test your patients aside from swabbing them for a sample. Here we're gonna use the X-ray machine. As you can see there, I've already upgraded the X-ray machine so that way it won't break, and it'll analyze the patient. It'll scan the patient faster. Now, upgrading this will come out of your controlled Sim's own pockets and upgrade pieces. So just make sure that you've got some simoleons to spare, and you can always order the parts by using any of the computers in this hospital. Okay, looks like the scan is already complete, and looks like there is a presence of an ailment, but we'll have to do more testing here since I have more than one possibility on what the ailment is. So we're gonna do a lot of process by elimination in here. But ignore that. House calls are separate events that I can take, but they're not very good in the long run. So getting back, I'm now egging this patient to take more tests in here, and I decided to fulfill the workday criteria by doing the perform a treadmill test. And what's this Sim doing here? What's that patient doing here? And why are you walking freely within the hospital grounds? Fine, go ahead and talk to the orderly for all I care. Okay, looks like the patient's vitals seem okay, and looks like the test is finished. Too bad. Treadmill tests are can get very inconclusive, and getting results like this can really put the staff-patient relationship in the negative zone. But don't you worry, it's up to our trusty registered nurse here to help. Okay, you can also do that, perform examinations on the patient like that. So the eyes were checked, and now they... and that's a very humorous way to check someone's ears, with light popping out of the other end. And then I'm gonna go ahead and scan their body. No worries, it's a very harmless scanner. Oh, something wrong with the scanner, doc? Nurse? That seemed very inconclusive, so another trip to the X-ray machine, to the X-ray scanner. I always love using the X-ray scanner very often because by far this helps a lot in deducing on what the patient's illness is. And since it's, like I mentioned earlier, since it was upgraded, this will scan faster and it won't break. And if you're doing a rotational playstyle, you're playing one household after the other, you'll be whatever you do in that save games hospital, the upgrades will stay intact. And what's this I notice? Uncomfortable, and whoa! How'd you get those rashes? Alright, looks like we'll just have to cure him by ordering medicine. Because apparently you can't cure yourself while you're in the hospital, so you want to cure yourself, you have to use medicine. Or if you're at home, you can do home remedies in order to cure yourself. And he's scratching himself. That's not so good. Not very good for a staff-patient relationship, but a nice swig of that panacea, and we're back in business. All right, so we're now doing the X-ray scan for a third time, and I'm really looking forward that I'll be able to finally determine what's this patient's illness. Illness or ailment. And looks like the scanning's done, and wow, looks like the nurse here may have come into something here. So let me just check first. I'm just gonna go ahead and see. All right, now we have a guaranteed diagnosis. So it looks like he's got. Let's see here. Okay, the sim is already diagnosing the patient. So I think he's got what you call the sweaty shivers. I think, yeah, I think so. And now once you're complete with a diagnosis, you can now treat the patients based on your diagnosis. So for this one, we're gonna inoculate the patient with a nice shot there for the sweaty shivers. All right, time for that injection, and bam! He's wow, that was fast. And that's all you need to do in order to cure your patient here. And let me go ahead and work on this other patient that's been waiting. Now, I'd like to dedicate this video to our medical frontliners out there who are doing their best to provide the healthcare services we need in order to combat the COVID-19 pandemic that we're experiencing. So, without further ado, this is Manny Santiago. Stay safe and play at home, Simmers. Bye!